Hi, everyone. I'm Sabrina Dhami. This is 13 Now, your afternoon update on this Friday, August 5th. And we start with a look at the damage left behind from those strong storms that rolled in yesterday. Our weather team was all over it, and we have crews out in Waterford right now. Take a look at some of this. These are trees down, trees uprooted in some spots. But as we showed you yesterday, a closer look at some of the trees that fell onto homes. One fell onto a car here, as you can see. Again, trees uprooted. So today, people in Waterford are working on cleaning up, cutting down those tree limbs that are dangling and picking them up, trying to clean up a little bit after what happened yesterday. So Tiffany Payton is actually out in Waterford. She spoke with a homeowner who was nearby and was kind of caught off guard by what was left behind. Take a listen.
I was sitting in my parlor and I didn't even know it. It did, I knew there was a little bit of wind and everything, but it didn't bother me.
Well, thankfully, he's doing just fine. So we will, of course, have more on the situation in Waterford coming up later on. But let's bring in meteorologist Paul Cayano into this conversation because, Paul, we had a decent amount of pictures and video come in, and I want to put that up as you and I chat a little bit. We have video. This is actually from the Waterford. Oh, this is Mechanicville, actually, as the storm started rolling in. This is Waterford. And the wind picking up there, Paul. Is that really what was the issue here with the trees coming down in that area?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you have heat and humidity like we had yesterday, all it needs is a little trigger. It's like a powder keg. And you get that little spark and it explodes, right? And that's what happened with the atmosphere yesterday. And speaking of a spark, you see those great shots, some lightning that we had. And because of that heat, you get a lot of upward motion, and what goes up must come down. And boy, did it come down in full force with a bunch of heavy rain and wind around the area, especially the metro area, with some of that damage that we saw, Sabrina.
Yeah, we were talking, Paul. The story yesterday started with the extreme heat, right? That was kind of what we set out. The plan for coverage was that was what obviously you were focusing on in your forecast. But what a quick change as we were on the air, really.
Yeah, really all happened right around 4 o'clock. We got a couple of cells popped up on the radar. And I mentioned the trigger, and that little spark really did turn into a massive, severe weather situation. Once things got rolling, those storms just fed off each other, and they just kept developing, feeding off of that, humidity that was just so intense yesterday, along with the heat. So it just goes to show what 4 or 5 extra degrees can do, right? We get to 90, 92, and you get maybe one or two storms. We get to 99, and it's a whole different ball game, which we saw yesterday.
Right, absolutely. Paul, wanted to ask you, what was the highest heat index rate recording that you found?
Officially in Albany, it was 105. There were some outlying areas and surrounding communities, some local thermometers, which aren't as reliable, that saw temperatures with the heat index up around 110, 112. So not official, but certainly it felt pretty hot, whether it was 105 or 112 at your house. I'm sure you were
Yeah,
sweating it out.
absolutely. What are we looking at for today?
Yeah, a little bit more in the way of cloud cover today, Sabrina. So that's going to put a cap on the high temperature. I still think we're going to manage to get toward the 90-degree mark. Perhaps some places getting to it and others falling just short. You can see out here a fair amount of clouds mixed with sunshine downtown on the CDPHP first warning cam, but it's still 87. And that just goes to show how warm this air mass is, as 87 with a lot of clouds is a pretty good feat. Now, we do have those scattered showers and thunderstorms blowing up over Saratoga County, southern parts of Warren County to Lake George area, getting a couple of rumbles of thunder, a downpour or two starting to pop up now around Corinth and over toward the Queensbury area. We'll see if this pattern progresses and evolves into more of a widespread shower and thunderstorm activity like we saw yesterday, or we just get these pulse storms that pop up and down. Either way, in this environment, there is the chance of those showers and storms throughout the area. Notice now we're continuing to climb. It's 88 in Albany, but it's so humid that the heat index makes it feel like it's in the mid 90s. Voorheesville, heat index of 95, 93 in Albany. So like yesterday, probably not, but still pretty hot and still very humid. You can see the activity dying out from last night and early this morning, and now just starting to see that flare up nearby, and especially out to our west with the latest round of showers and storms. So it potentially could be an active afternoon with some downpours and some scattered showers and rumbles of thunder here. You can see it on the hour by hour forecast through 4 or 5 o'clock. I don't think it's going to be as severe as yesterday's activity, but we'll keep an eye on it. One thing that will remain into the weekend will be all of that humidity. Clouds will keep temperatures around the 85 to 90 degree mark most days of the next few. If we get more in the way of sun, we're talking lower 90s. But you can see tomorrow and then again on Sunday, this will all initiate these pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So we can't leave them out of the forecast completely through the weekend. But it does look like we'll have long stretches of dry weather in between some of these pop-up showers and storms. Another muggy night tonight around 70. Things will start to quiet down after the afternoon activity, and then another flare up tomorrow in the heat and humidity, an afternoon shower or storm right at about 90 degrees. 91 Sunday, 91 Monday, again, a 30% chance of a passing shower. The next front, and this is more of a stronger front, comes through on Tuesday, so a better chance at showers and storms, and you can see what that does to our temperature, bringing it back down to more seasonable levels in the lower 80s with much lower humidity for daytime highs starting Wednesday of next week.
So are we going to actually hit, you think, 90 today in some spots?
I certainly think there's a chance. I mean, it's 88 now. It's 2 o'clock. We certainly have a couple more hours of at least partial sunshine. So probably going to get to just about 90, which will do it again.
And so that would be day what for us for this summer? If it's so unusual.
Oh,
right?
boy, I've lost count. I think it's probably going to be day 14 or 15.
Wow.
I started counting 95-degree days. I stopped counting 90-degree days.
We're doing it so much. All right, Paul, again, great job yesterday covering all of that. It was a little chaotic in the Weather Center. People don't get to see that behind the scenes action, but you did a great job. All right, Paul, we will talk to you, of course, live at 4. Wanted to highlight some pretty great students here. Take a look at the white coat ceremony that took place. These are the Capital Region's newest medical students. 145 students donned their white coats for the first time during Albany Medical College's white coat ceremony. It was at the Egg at Empire State Plaza. Now get this, these students were selected out of 13,000 applicants across the country, really. So 145 now to hopefully become some of the Capital Region's newest doctors. So as is Friday, so as you are getting ready, possibly maybe to head out, wanted to give you a look outside. Maybe if you're planning on hitting the road, here is a look at, let's make that a little bigger. Why don't we? There we go. That's a look at the Northway exit 6. And looking just fine there. Clouds, but no issues with rain, as you heard Paul talking about. Give you a couple of other looks right now. That's Route 7 at Old Loudon Road, which has been quite busy lately. So right now it looks okay. And that's 787, exit 9, looking just fine. And one more camera to show you. That is the Northway south of the Twin Bridges. So if you're planning on heading out, you should be just fine this afternoon. And we'll finish with a look at downtown Albany, 86 degrees. So that is your 13 Now update on this Friday afternoon. I'm Sabrina Dhami. We'll see you live at 4 on air on News Channel 13.